Can you get me to do a flip right now? I don't think so. I think I hurt my back. I'm lying. I actually didn't hurt my back at all, but I need a little bit more clearance.
You're so calm when you do it. Becca,
It's fine.
what's going through your mind? You're walking up, going up to the thing, and then what?
Well, usually during the show when we did it on tour this past year, I did it about 29 times and landed all of them. And I made the mistake of telling one of the other artists that last night before I did it. And I searched backstage for about 30 minutes to find a piece of wood to knock on. And I had to wear a different hat because I got a stain on mine on my good luck hat. So I was a little bit nervous, but I got to think about it. And, you know, any publicity is good publicity. If I'd have busted my ass, it would have been funnier.
Brantley, I know that you refer to your fans as friends rather than fans. So what is a week like this like for you when you're getting that up close and personal? And I believe that they truly buy in and believe in the friends versus fans mentality. So how is this interaction for you?
This is like playing a show at home. You got a bunch of people coming out that you know for a long time and trying to find tickets and time for all of them. But it's a blessing to be here. Anytime we get FaceTime now with folks, the way we came up, started in little bitty biker bars and worked our way through clubs and up to arenas, and you know, more and more with every step, it's been like kind of a separation as far as FaceTime. We have these things called meet and greets, which are exalted handshakes in a picture. When we come to things like this, and there's actually events set up where we're signing things tomorrow for 2 hours, but I'm also getting a chance to do my fan club party, my friend club party, and getting to sign things for all of them. At least at the table, you get a chance to sign something, but you can have a conversation, you know, during that and find out, you know, hear people say the things that matter, like this song, this new record helped me through this situation. That makes it all worth the while for me. I'd take that over a check any day of the week. I know a lot of people say that, but I don't require a whole much. I buy motorcycles and guns. Other than that, I'm happy. What's that?
Can we get the checks?
Can you have the checks? I don't I'll cut you a small one. My manager says hell no. Yes, sir.
So tell me about your fan club, your friend club. How'd that get started? When do you get to the point where you did that, the fan club?
You know, I don't really, that came out of nowhere because, you know, the BG Nation was something that Steve Tussman came up with back in the day. And, you know, we really jumped on, when MySpace came out, a buddy of mine, me and Ben Shirley, sat down in my hometown at his computer and we created a MySpace account with a bio that was completely inaccurate just to throw people off. But, you know, we started connecting then and making sure at that point that we responded to every single message we got, which wasn't very hard, you know, then. Now, it takes a little more effort. But, you know, we picked up people along the way. When Steve came on board, he really took my social networking process to a whole nother level. And he instilled the foundation of our social media that is making sure those people know, that our friends do know, that they're not just on the outside looking in. You know, we give them leeway and give them an opportunity to make business decisions from time to time. The management doesn't really like that when we do that, but, you know, it's part of it. But we're blessed enough to be able to do that, blessed enough to have, you know, a management team and a label that actually lets us deem over some control of the people that are really tied in and support us the most and have our back the most. And when I say the friends, not fans thing, I've heard a lot of people say that. And, you know, to me, there's several different stages of relationships. And, you know, friendships, there's friendships that I have back home. But when I think about a friend, I think about somebody that supports you. These people are on social media 24 hours a day, some of them. They're buying records, they're buying tickets, they're buying merchandise, they're buying t-shirts, you know, and they're giving us feedback, which is priceless. You can't put a price tag on that. Feedback and constructive criticism is irreplaceable. You know, that's support. When you think about a friend, somebody that knows you, I'm blessed enough to have management and a label that lets me write songs about my life and tell my story. And if you listen to all three of my records, 3 now, thank God, after 4.5 years, we finally got another one out May 19th. But if you listen to all 3 of those, you got a pretty good idea who I am. So friends, somebody knows you and supports you, you know, I'll follow any of them down the dark alley if they need me to. And I'm not bad company in the dark alley, just for the record.
George?
I'm hearing a rumor there might be a collaboration out there tonight, so if you could talk about the current single and working with Justin and Thomas.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, when I met Justin Moore, and I've said the same thing every time anybody's come up to me and asked me about it, that is one of the funniest dudes I've met in the business. I think the world of him. As a man too, I got a chance to get close to him and become friends with him and hang out with him around his kids and around his wife and see he's a good husband and a good father. And that speaks multitude, man. It makes it a lot easier to tie up with somebody and have fun and go out on the road and do songs with somebody when you know they're a good person. You know they got a good heart. TR's the same way. I was lucky enough to see him one of the first times he ever took stage. And saw it then. You know, he had some shakes right before he went on, but once he got tied in, he was up there with his dad and he fell right in. You know, and I think there are a few of us, select few of us that saw it then, and he's done nothing but raise the bar from what we expected. And I've been on tour with him a lot. His dad's a great friend of mine. He's a great friend of mine. Love his wife to death. And those are relationships in country music that, you know, that I rely on. They're as close to me as some of my friends back home. And I just don't consider them friends because we're label mates or business partners or whatever. Those dudes are cool as hell. If you hadn't ever get a chance to hang out with them or talk to them, you know, they're a pleasure to be around, and they're good souls, they're good people.
Chuck?
Hey, Brantley, how are you, sir?
Good to see you, brother. What did you do?
I was on the road for a week.
Was that my fault?
But no. Just talk about the first week sales, just phenomenal.
The first week sales, I'm not that much of a prediction guy. I don't go too much on, you know, what they say might happen. I ask questions sometimes, not very often, because I try to stay on an even keel. And I found that in my life, happiness is a good thing, but it needs to be an occasion. You know, being content is more productive and more viable. It's actually more reasonable. When big things like this happen, it's okay to get out of my skin a little bit and be like, all right, celebrate, but after it happens. And when we saw those numbers, it was definitely a rewarding feeling. It was irreplaceable, but what really punched me in the chest was seeing my guys and my band and my management and my label all come together that week and do a ride from Athens to Arlington. You were with us. And see all those people come together and brought friends from home. And to see all you guys hanging out as a unit and everybody getting along and actually falling in love with my biker brothers. It was awesome. It was a chance for me to tie my hometown to my label, and which was then almost two different sides of my life, not just one. You know, we made a huge connection, and we were able to do something tying up with Folds of Honor. For those of you who don't know, it's a foundation that helps out, you know, the families of lost and wounded veterans. Which, if I was a soldier, I can't speak for soldiers. I'm not. If I was, I would imagine that would be the first thing I would want taken care of if I did pay the ultimate sacrifice. And, you know, being able to shed some light on a real subject like that. You know, the CD release was great. The numbers were great. But shedding light on Folds of Honor and spending Memorial Day at Arlington Cemetery and doing a wreath ceremony and standing at a young girl's grave, you know, her father's grave with her and praying with her. Man, I'm a biker, I'm a tough dude, my knees were shaking. You can talk about numbers all day long, it was awesome. We're all proud of them, it was a blessing, but that week meant a whole lot more than that. So that stood out to me more than anything.